Oh my gosh. Hey guys, it's Annabelle from the 3Ms on Finance Friday. Hope you've been having a good Friday during lockdown. Mine has been pretty stressful, but the problem has been solved in the short term. So my mum is back into the country. She has been for 5 days. She's on quarantine, and I spoke about domestic abuse. So I have left the property temporarily so we can close a police matter, and that we can restore the security to the house and repair the damage and loss occurred. God, I have so many pictures of it, and I'm just fingers crossed, step by step, things can be restored with my mum. Okay, I just want to share my thoughts with everybody about the women who are facing domestic abuse and domestic violence right now. During lockdown, with my experience today, I've managed to see that there are so many sort of pitfalls that us women could fall under when getting help from the authorities. I have no money for food or transport or to buy phone credit. And sometimes when a woman needs to call Women's Refuge, sometimes it is a local rate number or a mobile number, and if you don't have any credit, any minutes, and if the council is closed after office hours, what does a woman do to make a phone call to a refuge after hours? You never know when you get that chance to escape abuse or violence within your home. So yeah, the thoughts are just going out to everybody else who has not managed to get into a refuge because they just don't have the money to call because of financial abuse, or if the phone's been taken off them, all the things that are just going through my head. So I feel like, okay, maybe God is giving me a lesson to learn how, once the police matter is solved, once I'm in safe accommodation, once I'm in employment, maybe I can assist Women's Aid with my experience over these past 5 days, because I had 3 months of walking on eggshells because I didn't want to jeopardise any chance of my mum getting a ticket back to England. And once she finally got in England, I let her know she doesn't trust the police, it's just too traumatic, and I've tried to take as much control over the violation as possible. And it takes its toll, man. I slept rough one night, and I didn't really sleep, shall I say. I stayed up all night, and I think maybe my experience working in a care home at night, it helped me to stay up all night. And then being up all day, so what is that now? That is 30 hours of no sleep. You can see it on my face. And also, by the time I could get through to the food bank, they were closed, and wow. And I'm just overwhelmed. I'm trying to get myself back to a level where I can speak with positivity. So it's just simmering. My brain is just simmering down, I suppose, after being at boiling point. So when a woman is under threat of violence and she's being abused in all the other ways that can happen domestically, wow, getting to a safe place or a safety point, very, very hard. Okay, so let's talk about job applications, employment opportunities. So 2 employers have got back to me, but it sounds like an excuse, I know, but I guess I'm gonna go for the first employer that got back to me. I applied for a different job, but I got an acceptance to apply for another job, so I'm gonna go for that first. Okay, I've finally managed to get some direct debits sorted out and some standing orders sorted out for my creditors. I've just got to check that it's gone through. And Sometimes it's hard to pay a creditor when you go to the bank and they tell you, sorry, we fear money laundering, so you can't put money in there. So that was a bit hard, paying back the creditors so that I could boost my credit and apply for a mortgage, so I'll never find myself in the situation that I'm in at the moment, where I'm having to be dependent on the council where my residential address is. So that's where we are with the job. With the savings, obviously 0. I don't have any money in my basic bank account. My credit is still poor, but token payments, efforts to pay them off are being made. I'm trying to stop thinking about the other women that may be trying to call a refuge in a similar position to me. Wow. It's a lot during lockdown and during a global pandemic. A hell of a lot. So I'm going to have a little look. I was sent an email from sparerooms.com, and I'm going to see what they have in regards to... Okay, so they have 22 ads. Still, the most expensive price per month is £1,209 for calendar month, and that's in Archway. Oh wow. And I think that's for a whole flat, I believe. And the cheapest one in the cheapest one is £400 per calendar month in Walthamstow. So the cheapest double room is £400. So I need help with a deposit, and the council have said that they can help me with that, but obviously they're closed right now. So first things first. So £400 per calendar month is the cheapest for a double room, and that's based in Walthamstow. I guess once I get into a safe location tonight, I'll be able to start looking in depth, take some autonomy on that. It's very hard to call employers when you don't have any credit on your phone, but landlines are just essential these days, right? It's the best way to call employers. Okay, so the food bank haven't got back to me. Maybe by Monday I'll be able to hear something from them. So that's where we are with the job opportunities. For sure, I am going to book an appointment to see them and get to the next stage of the job application, and hopefully I shall be working or having some sort of an income. And as I said, with the savings, that is just impossible because of the abusive situation I was in with regards to paying bills. So now I'm away from that residential address. The fight is to make sure that something that never happens again. Not getting help with bills when you are many occupants in a residential address is just ridiculous, right? Especially when you're on universal credit and you're in debt, financial debt. Not great. Okay, so yeah. What else can I say, guys? What else can I say? Yeah, that's just how it works. It's a bit noisy out there, never mind. So I'm gonna try and do, once I've helped myself into a responsible lifestyle in a safe accommodation, knowing my rights with the law and the police, I definitely have to give Women's Aid an email at least, or a phone call, just to let them know my experience during lockdown. I guess the experienced staff treat every day like a lockdown. It must be like that, because when you're waiting for calls from the police, from the council, and from women's charities, you need to keep your line free, right? And when you've only got one line for them to call you on, God. So yeah, that's something I'm going to try and make a point of being of use to Women's Aid with my experience during lockdown after being stranded abroad in Africa, West Africa, Ghana. Oh, shut up. God, see. oh gosh. So it's just, I'm just trying to get, I don't know if it's the reaction in my brain, but I'm just trying to manage the shock that's happening right now of having to give so many personal details out and trust that the person you're speaking to can do what it takes to help. So yeah, all right. So guys, there's a lot of crisis happening right now with health and safety. In London and I guess across England. Yeah, I can be of use. I know I can be of use. I am of use to somebody. I am worthy of paid employment. I am. And I'm going to get it. I am capable of saving money. I'm going to do it. And one day I will find a financial institution that will give me a mortgage, and I will pay those monthly payments, whether it's from a successful business or from a successful employer. I'm going to do it. It's going to happen. So, okay, take care guys. Have a fantastic weekend on the start of the weekend Finance Friday.